What are you doing? You big bastard. Fuck off. Wow. It's waving at me. It's waving at me. Welcome back to Findersbeepers, History Seekers on the Lockdown podcast, and this week is the week I've been dreading. I don't want to do these questions. It is going to make me uncomfortable, and we've just been laughing his heads off camera, talking absolute shite for the last 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm just wiping the tears away, sorry.
Oh. I don't know if it's the vodka, the Red Bull, or just you. I think it's one of the three. It's just, we've just been saying, I think sometimes we're funnier when it's not recording, because you don't think about what you're saying, you just say it, and we bounce off each other even more. There's a fucking big fly flying around my room. It's literally, I'm sure it must have looked like a jumbo jet flying past the front of the camera then, because it literally went across the edge. So yeah, so that's what that is. If you do see it, it's coming for me watermelon. I better have it.
Yeah, it's not an orb.
No, it's not an orb. There's no... Fucking hell, it's big though. Jesus, what are you doing? You big bastard. Fuck off. Wow. It's coming, it's like dive bombing my head.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
Eat it.
If I can I'll do one of the Mr. Miyagi or whatever and almost catch it in between two fingers. It's mocking me now. It literally hasn't been here all this time, and now all of a sudden it's just
there. Laughing at you now. Come on, fat boy, catch me.
I hate flies. I love spiders. Spiders aren't a problem. Flies are a bastard. Yeah, but do you know what flies do? Flies go on your food.
Shit.
And they sick on your food. They sick on it. And then there's something in their sick that's acidic, and that burns the food. Then they sort of like do something with their little legs and the little thing that comes out of the face. And then they've got a long sort of straw thing. And they suck up the sick mixed with the burnt food that they've just burnt with their acid.
Yeah.
And then they eat it. And then they do the whole process again. So I fucking hate them. They're horrible bastards. They really are. I would eat
one of our nights out with that.
Go on. Yeah. I would eat most things, but I wouldn't eat flies. Oh, so close to the bastard. So close. If I catch it, I need a medal for this. Anyway, let's get on. So, first of all, once again, just want to say, if you do want to get any of your questions in, it's totally confidential. We'll not mention names or anything like that, unless obviously if you put them in there and it's about you, then we will do. But if you don't want to be mentioned, we'll just not mention your name.
Disclaimer in.
If you want to get your questions in, it's matt@findersbeepers.co.uk, or if you go across onto the website, there's a little drop down box on the left hand side. It says Lockdown Podcast, and the questions are on there. So yeah, get some over. We've been having some brilliant ones. I think last week and this week's questions are really good. So let's get on with it. I need to burp. It's this vodka. Anyway, right. So I'm going to ask you now. Andy's just been saying off camera, I hate it when there's that big pause after the question. That's the little bit where you're supposed to answer, not just go quiet for 5 minutes and wait for me to carry on talking. Like that?
Like that.
You're doing it on purpose, aren't you? You're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I did then. Yeah. Go on, get on with it. Ask me a question.
Right. So,
question 1.
Your son/daughter walks into your room one day and tells you they've spent the last 2 years plucking up the courage to tell you that not only are they gay, but they want to be the opposite sex. How do you respond?
Yeah, like holding my chest and falling to the floor, probably. That's probably what I would do. To be honest...
Can't say that.
Why?
Because... Well, explain what you mean by that.
Having a stroke and dying.
Had you have a stroke in your chest?
Yeah, literally.
Go on.
Anyway,
Answer.
If that's what they really wanted, if that's how they feel, then I will probably be supportive, because that's the way I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like it. People always say, "Oh, what if your daughter come on with a mixed race person?" Or
No, I was dreading what you were you're going to say then.
oh,
That pause killed me.
Yeah, I had to be careful what I was saying. I'm trying to be politically correct. I think that's what it was. Anything like that, as long as they're happy, as long as they get treated well, then I don't really care. My should I say ex-nephew is now transgender, full, done, dusted, and they're happy as Larry, if you like. So yeah, they were all supportive. If that's what they want, if it makes them happy, then I have got no qualms about it whatsoever. So
you can't say happy as Larry when you're talking about a woman or a man that's gone to a woman.
Oh, I am happy as Beryl.
No, but I get what you mean. I'm only messing about. But
if that's the way they want to be, then I will be 100% supportive of it. But it's just
I think I do agree with you, but I think for me, I think I would still want to. Obviously, I wouldn't try and change their mind or anything like that. That's not what I mean. But I think I would want to sit down with them and know that they're making the choices for the right reasons. If it is obviously it's not just. I don't want to say it sounds like I'm being horrible, but it's not just a fad. It's not something they've thought, right, I want to do this, and then they're going to regret it.
Yeah.
I want to know that they were doing it for the right reasons, and it was something that was going to be their lifestyle forever or whatever.
Yeah, they've looked into all the pros, the cons, the
that's it.
Downfalls,
that's what I meant.
pitfalls, what it's going to be like in the future. Didn't know that, especially if they're like, if it's like your son and wants to become a woman. But your son's really butch. He's like built like side of a brick shithouse. You know what I mean? And then he wants to become a woman.
Yeah.
It don't look right, does it? And no disrespect to people out there what's done it. But
no, but I think these days, it's not like, I don't know if you've seen League of Gentlemen.
Yeah.
There's someone on that drives a taxi called Babs or something, or Barbara or something like that.
Yeah.
Literally got big hairy hands with big knuckles with hair on it and like a big hairy chest. It's not like that. It's definitely not like that. It's the drugs and the hormone therapy and everything like that these days is unbelievable. So I don't think, even if it's your appearance is manly, if that's how you want to be and that's how you feel comfortable, then I ain't got an issue with it. I'm not going to lie. I think if I'm being totally honest, I would be deep down gutted. I would be gutted because when your child's born, you do have that sort of idealistic, not that it's like anything, if they're happy, like you said, is good.
Yeah.
But you've got it in your head that they're going to grow up, they're going to meet a girl, and have children. Well, yeah, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meet a girl, meet a boy, have children, get married, have like...
I like how I got that way around. Have children, then get married.
Well, no, you know what I mean. I just, it's the way I was thinking. But like all the things that you sort of would class. I wanted to say normal, but I don't mean normal. I mean almost like a traditional way of doing things.
In an ideal world, that's what would happen.
Well, no, it's not even an ideal world's wrong as well, because what is an ideal world? Like if they're happy, that's an ideal world.
Yeah.
But it's more. I don't know. It's just following how it's always been, if you know what I mean. You have that preconceived idea of carrying on the family name if it's a boy, like carrying on your genes and one thing. And then obviously you can still get married and you can still, like, they can have children or whatever, like through the miracles of science these days, but still it's not what you thought it was going to be in the first place.
Not like walking your daughter down the aisle.
Yeah, well, you can still do that though. You can still walk your daughter down the aisle, but you might be walking your daughter down the aisle as a fella. Do you know what I mean? So it's just different. It's confusing, it's different, and it's weird, but it's not weird, but it's weird in your head. Yeah. Like when you think about it, it's weird. But like you said, as long as they're happy, that's the most important thing. But I just think that if I'm being honest, and I want to be honest, I could say, yes, it's perfect, it's fine, I haven't got a problem. I think I would initially have a problem, but that would be my issue. That wouldn't be theirs. That wouldn't be, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's me getting past that barrier and getting past the
initial shock of it.
Yeah, and how my mind was already set at that, how it was going to be. So it's me, it's my issue. So yeah, like I said, 100% would support them. Whether I've got 2 girls and a boy, if it was any of them, I would 100% support them in whatever they wanted to do.
I've got all girls.
It's one of those things. I know you have.
I've got 3 girls and a non-binary.
You can't say that.
No, I've got 3 girls and they're all bloody feral.
Actually, on that subject,
I
think I've heard on the grapevine there might be some congratulations in the pipework somewhere down the line.
Yeah, it's been in the pipework. It's come up and gone into the ovaries. Yeah, dirty cow should have kept the legs shut. Yeah, I'm going to be I'm going to be a granddad again in November. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
I actually didn't see until today. I think that you might have put something on ages ago, which I've now looked back and found.
Yeah.
But I saw on her Instagram. So congratulations. I could never remember which way around it is, but obviously I don't want to say names, but congratulations to your daughter. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Well done, you, for doing absolutely nothing. I hope you've done nothing, to be fair. That goes back to one of our podcasts previously, if you have.
Oh dear. Won't touch me a barge pole.
Anyway, next question. I think we've covered off the last one. I think I was quite awkward about it, but I knew what I meant.
Yeah.
This is more of a serious one. But I've just turned 21 and my mum gave me a memory box present. Mm-hmm. I was shocked to find I was actually adopted as a baby, and I never knew. The people I'd always known as my mum and dad were actually my grandparents. They've told me my real parents went to prison for drug and violent crimes. My grandparents don't think I should see them, but I'm curious what they're like and what I should do.
Ooh.
What's your thoughts on that?
Very difficult, that one, isn't it? Very, very... You've got to put everybody's feelings into consideration, not just your own, haven't you, at the end of the day?
It's really hard.
Yeah. Do your real parents want to see you? What was the reason why you were put up for adoption?
It doesn't say that.
You know, it's all these questions you've got to ask yourself. Why was I put up for adoption? What was the reasons? It could have been something really, really bad for your own safety.
Well, I would have thought if they've been put in prison for drug and violent crimes, then it probably would be. They'd probably been like put in the custody of the grandparents as a result of that. It's hard to know because once again we haven't got all the details of what's happened in their lives. But I think, like you said, I think there's multiple things to think about. One, do your parents want to meet you? Is it going to crush you if they don't actually want to meet you and you go and try and find them? 2, is it going to put you in danger? And are you going to be potentially in a place you don't really want to be? And 3, your grandparents have obviously told you for a reason because they care about you and they've looked after you all this time, but also they don't think you should meet them. And for me, I think you've got to give them a bit of respect that they've done that for you.
But on the other hand, why have they told them when they're 21 that they're adopted if they didn't want them to meet them? It's...
Yeah.
Why would they just...
No, but I suppose it's the lying thing though, isn't it? Because I think it's better coming from the grandparents. Like, obviously they wanted to protect them growing up.
Yeah.
if they've not known at all, like when do you get? At what point do you go? Actually, we need to tell you something. Do you do it when they're 2, 3 years old, 5 years old, like in the teenage years when they're unstable?
Yeah.
When do you do it?
Yeah.
So I think it's good that they've told them, but it's another one of those where they've told them for the right reason, but then that's just opened a can of worms.
There's so much to take into consideration. You wouldn't know where to start. To be fair, there's so many people it's going to affect. It's not just you, grandparents, your proper parents. If they've got any more kids,
this is it.
You could have.
Are they still together?
Yeah, you know what I mean. They could have extended family all over the place, and it's going to affect every single one of them. So, like I said, it's going to open a massive, massive can of worms. And
the violent crimes things worries me as well, because if you're putting yourself then in a position where, I don't know, you put yourself at danger, or you put your grandparents at danger because they might not know where they live anymore, because they may have lost contact because of that. Future, like further down the line, there's pros and cons of, like when you have kids or whatever, if you have kids and you're in a relationship, then you're opening those people up to the potential dangers. But also, if you don't, are you taking away actual biological grandparents from your children? Do you know what I mean? It's really hard.
How long can you keep it a secret after that, then, isn't it?
If I had the choice of, if I was not going to see them, I would probably continue to maintain these are my parents line. Yeah. And not tell my grandkids, not tell my kids, sorry, that it's not the grandparents, it's actually the great grandparents. Yeah. I don't know. It's a really hard one.
Yeah, you have to just weigh it all up and then make a decision. But like I said, there's just too much to weigh up, to be fair. I don't think I'd have actually told them to start with. I want to be able to put it in there.
You wouldn't have told them in the first place. But what if there's things like Ancestry these days, though, where it's so easy to find these things out?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but...
And then would you not feel cheated, or would they not feel cheated? So say your two youngest, for example, because potentially, like with you being a bit old, I'm wording this in the best way I possibly can without being horrible to you.
That makes sense.
Potentially, you're old enough to be their grandparent, if that makes sense. You sort of are, do you know what I mean? Because you've got quite a young family and your partner's quite a lot younger than you, which we've mentioned before. Yeah. So technically you could be the grandparent. So would you want to keep that from them?
Difficult. You know what I mean? It's really, for me now, probably not. Because obviously you put it up, but like I say, it's just so many things to weigh up. Like I was saying about the in prison and violence, and like say you're putting everybody else at risk. Are the so-called grandparents going to be put at risk? And the actual parents said, I don't want anything to do with my son, daughter, whatever. Don't ever tell them about us. They might be ashamed for what they've done. They've done it to protect the child in the first place, so they don't get into a life of crime and drugs and violence and things like that.
This is it, because I've presumed that they've been taken away, and that was my first thought. They've been taken away and given to the grandparents. It could be that they've gone, right, you know what, we can't look after him. We're in a position. He's gone to prison because he's violent, and I'm an heroin addict. I don't think I can look after the child. Do you know what I mean? It's
for its own safety. So you don't know the ins and outs of it, do you? So you don't know the whole circumstances. So that way.
But also, you've got to look at it this way: that parent or those parents may have sorted themselves out. They might be in an amazing position now where they've turned their lives around and they're desperate to see the child, but they daren't do it because they've sort of signed that away or they've lost contact. So I don't know. It's
difficult.
I think we say this a lot, but it's circumstance again. We don't know all the ins and outs, so it's quite hard to give a definitive answer. But I think if it was me in that position, I think me and you differ on this. I think if I was the grandparent, I would tell the child, but I would support that child through meeting up with the parent. I would say, yeah, you can meet up with them if you want to. You're old enough now, you're 21 years old, but let me help you out and let me do this with you because I've been there from day one with you and I want to support you through this.
You have to give the child the whole facts as well so they can make a really good decision.
Yeah, I think that's quite a hard thing to do without being biased.
But like I said, they might have sorted themselves out. They were a heroin addict, they were into violence, they were into everything else, but they've been in prison, they served their time, they've come out, they've been perfectly fine, they've got a new family, they've got a good job, been completely clean for 10, 15 years or whatever it is. This is a situation. Right, it's up to you. Over to you. Do you want to see him? Don't you want to see him?
I think you're right. I think that's good. Right. That's the question. I've not been looking forward to that one because we usually laughy and jokey and it's quite a serious one and it sort of brings the mood down a little bit. But I think these things, they're coming from our subscribers. They're coming from people that I actually genuinely care about. I think they've thought that we're the sort of people that they want to talk to about it, and that's why I would never turn something like this sort of question away, because I think it's quite hard to... I don't want to shun somebody because it's a hard question, but also it makes it quite hard to do because of how we are, because we laugh and we joke and stuff, so it's a funny one. But moving away from that one and moving on to the last question of this week.
Ooh, okay.
What do you mean, ooh? We've had two.
It's just gone quick again. Them two have gone really, really quick for some reason. I thought we'd just take one. But anyway, go on.
The first one went quite quick. I think the second one hasn't. But I think that's because I was worried about it. So, last one. What are your thoughts on secret societies such as Illuminati, Anonymous, and the Masons? Or what do you know about them first?
Not a lot. To be fair.
That's because it's a secret society.
I've never heard of Illuminati, to be honest with you. I've never heard
You've
of it.
never heard of the Illuminati? You've never heard of the Illuminati? Seriously?
No. Seriously.
What? Illuminati is probably the most famous one out of those three.
No. Masons.
No.
I've only ever heard of the Masons.
Illuminati are like... almost like the worldwide version. Well, the Masons are worldwide, but it's more mysterious. And have you seen the big triangles with the eye in the middle of it?
Yeah.
That's Illuminati.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well, you do now.
Yeah. I might even go do a bit more research now on Illuminati. What was the second one?
Is Anonymous.
Don't know who he is.
Well, they keep themselves to themselves, to be fair. But, yeah, so Anonymous have been in the press massively this week. Well, not... oh my God, the fly is just now crawling across the camera. So if you can see a big black blob, then that's what it is.
It's you just being tanned.
It's sat on top of my fucking camera. It's waving at me. It's waving at me! You shit! What can I throw at it?
Nothing, because
a minute ago.
You've got your camera over.
It just, like, literally almost hit it, and it just stayed there. What else can I throw? This marker pen over here.
House brick.
Oh, straight over the top. It's just not moving. It's proper taking mick out of me. Right, I'll leave it there because it's not doing any damage at the moment. But if it starts again, I'm telling you, I'm having it. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. Oh yeah, Illuminati. No.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. So, Anonymous, I've got to be very careful because I don't want to get sued.
Oh, I'd love to get sued.
Oh, stop talking about beeper bitch in that manner. Oh, that's disgusting. So, yeah, there's a massive, massive news story that's happened this week that has been very, very much hidden. It's not been in the national newspapers. It's not been on BBC or the telly or anything like that. The only place it's been, as far as I'm aware, is Twitter. And the story was getting taken down like within seconds of it being put up, over and over again. Now, I've got to be very, very, very careful, but the story involves the whole, is it Epstein,
yeah.
And a very, very, I'm guessing you know nothing about this because you're very quiet.
Yeah, I'm listening intently because I've got no idea what's
Well,
going.
you don't go on Twitter though, do you? So you're not likely to. And to be fair, I knew nothing about it. It was Sue that messaged me and saying, "Have you seen this?" And I could not believe what I read. So if you search, it might. I'm presuming it's still going to be there, but basically, Anonymous released some court documents or alleged court documents regarding Epstein and a very, very, very prominent person within the world.
Right.
Probably, and don't, if you think of the name, don't say it.
Is it the guy that was on about earlier?
I don't know who you were on about earlier, but the most famous person in the world, I would say.
I've got one in mind, but yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about names off recording, but basically that he was up on charges as well for the same sort of thing, in some serious charges, and a lot of those charges were paid off, like millions of pounds, and they released all these court documents signed by certain people with names and dates, and one of the most senior, I want to say lawyer. Is lawyer American? Yeah, lawyer.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the most prominent lawyers have said they are actually accurate court documents. But Twitter have literally been taking them down straight away. They've not been shared on anything else, and it all seems to be getting shoved under the carpet. But how? There's only really a couple of people in the world that can do that. That are that powerful to be able to do that. But why? Why is it not? If these are real documents, why is this not like massive news? And why is something not happened yet? But Anonymous have done lots of things as well. They've brought down. They've had a lot to do with, you know, when we had the bank collapses and things like that, and they were outing people. Surely you've seen Anonymous. They wear, you know, the Guy Fawkes mask. And they sit there and they like, almost like a news desk with a Guy Fawkes mask on, and they say, "We are anonymous. We know things about you," and all this. And it's quite a weird sort of society, but they're all really like, they have IT savvy people that can do all the hacking and find things out on people and sort of show them up for what they are. So that's who Anonymous are. But yeah, it's really, really big. And if you know who it is and you know who I'm talking about,
I think so.
You could not you. I'm talking to people on the other side of camera, not you. If you know who it is, feel free to put your opinion about it down below. That's not our opinion. We're not going to get in trouble for your opinion. So you can say whatever you want. I would be interested to know what other people thought about this subject, because I think it's it's a bit of a Big Brother getting away with what they want kind of
because they've got the power, they can just shut everything down.
But I think as social media and as like things change in the world, I think people can get away with that less and less. We've seen that with some prominent people, like is it Epstein? I want to say is Epstein, isn't it? I always get his name mixed up with that other guy that's not called Epstein. Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, is it? Yeah. But yeah, there's some right rumours going round about it, to be fair, because, you know, Avicii, the singer.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Yeah, he's the DJ or whatever. He did a song, and the video, which I'll put down below, because I seem to be putting links down for videos down below, showed something it showed somebody sat in a car and a voice that sounded very similar to the person I've just been talking about, and having a big lorry full of children. So they're now saying did he commit suicide, or was that linked as well? Did he get bumped off because he'd found something out? Don't get me wrong, there's conspiracy theories, and then there's conspiracy theories. There's ones that are just ridiculous and miles off, and then there's ones that you think, could that be true? Is that linked? And it's all... People in power scare me. They really do.
Yeah, you have to be very, very careful. Like I said, I don't know really much about them, so I can't really comment. Masons I know a little bit, but that's about it. But
what do you know about the Masons?
I know not a lot, to be fair. Just a little bit of a secret society. That's it. You know more about it than I do.
I know bits, and I know, like I've said before, I know a little bit about a lot of things, but I don't know a lot about anything. But I think with the Masons, there's two sides to the Masons. There's the side which I think it used to be, and the side that is now. I think there was a very, very dark undertone to underbelly to the Masons, but I also think they're genuinely quite good people most of the time. A massive percentage of like charitable donations come from the Masons every year, so they're not this like dodgy handshakes, I'll murder him for you if you murder him for me kind of.
But still got the dodgy handshakes, aren't they? Or the secret handshakes or something.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's not just
sadistic.
Do you know why the handshakes came in? And I found this out totally unrelated. Another society. It was actually because little secret societies like this were outlawed in the UK. So what they did was they brought in the handshakes, so they knew who else was in this society without them getting in trouble. I never knew that until the other day, because there was another society called Oddfellows, and this is the only reason I know is the village I'm from. I've done quite a lot of research because I found quite a lot of Masonic stuff when I've been metal detecting. So I looked into the village history and I found this group of people called the Oddfellows. Now the Oddfellows were they were like the Masons. They had secret meetings, but they had women in there as well in the early 1900s, which is odd.
That's odd. That's weird.
But it's not normal, is it, to have women associated with things like that far back? But they were the same. They were quite charitable, but they went out and about in their uniform, so people knew who they were. It wasn't like sneaking around on a night, meeting up in a hall somewhere. Like we went to that one in Liverpool, didn't we?
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called now, but yeah, meeting up in halls in little corners with secret rooms and stuff like that. It was none of that. It was just quite open. So I think there were different levels, different groups that did different things, but ultimately it was mainly people with money and people with power meeting up and getting shit done, really. I found some... You still there?
Yeah, I'm listening intently.
You disappeared for a second. I thought you'd gone, but yeah,
I'm still here.
I thought you'd fallen asleep. But yeah, when I went metal detecting, I found loads of Masonic stuff to do with a guy, and I found he was massively friendly with another huge landowner around here. They also had links to Brighton, some of the big houses down there as well, and it's all linked up. A lot of the royal family had to do with the Masons. My family was to do with the Masons back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. I've got medals knocking about from when my four great granddad or whatever was presented by, I don't know if it was a prince or the king of England, but I don't know. If it were late 1800s, it would have been probably it wouldn't have been the king, it would have been a prince, it would have been Victoria's son. One or other. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was all big, secretive stuff. And I do think dodgy stuff went off. I do think people got bumped off and things were dodgy, but I think that's like that in any sort of, like back in those days, I think that happened anyway. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it were just secret societies that did it. Anyway, I feel like I've talked a lot and you haven't, so...
That's because I know nothing about it, that's what it is. I'm really a bit thick, aren't I, really? I should really look into stuff. Suppose
if you've not had any sort of... If you know nothing about them, like furries, for example, we've had so many people that talk about furries. I know about furries because I've watched something about it. I watched something about these things as well, like Illuminati. I know nothing about the Illuminati, really, other than I think they were formed in France.
Yeah.
They had a lot to do... Well, the Masons and Illuminati are sort of linked because I think they had stuff to do with the Knights Templar.
Right, yeah.
And obviously we've had connections to that. Oh, I said earlier on, we need to stop chattering because my torch is going to run out, my light's going to run out, and it's just done it again. So second week in a row, second episode in a row where it's done that. So yeah, I think they are sort of semi-linked, a lot of these. I know the Americans took on a lot of these societies as well. So, but Illuminati is massive throughout the world, and it's whenever there's a conspiracy theory, people go back to the Illuminati. It's like, yeah, it was definitely them that caused it, and you know, like people going missing and stuff. That fly it's there again. It's sat on it. It's sat on the fucking. Let's see. Oh, I've got an air bubble. See if I can use this air bubble and get it.
I've just got visions of you being up till like 3 o'clock in the morning chasing this fly around your house trying to get trying to get it.
Oh shit, that went miles over the top. What else can I throw? What have I got to hand? Not very much, really. Oh no, it's still there. It's sat there. Let's have a look. There's nothing. Ugh, God, I forgot I've got earphones attached. What's this?
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing. Oh, there we go. I can use this. All right, this could be a tragedy. Just a minute. There we go. It's gone. So,
what you done?
I threw a tub at it but it hit the tripod and it flew away. So it's okay now.
Oh, she's not dead yet, then.
No, it's not dead. I'm not going to kill it. Well, I am going to kill it if I have chance. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very wary of them. I wouldn't want to say anything too bad about them because you just don't know who is one.
Yeah, because the secret could be anybody. Could be an next door neighbour.
Exactly.
It's intriguing, though, isn't it, when you think about it?
It is. I don't think they've got the power like they used to have, though.
Yeah.
I think it used to be powerful people with, like, lots of money and they could do what they wanted. These days, I think it's watered down. It's a secret society, but it's more like a men's, like, club. Do you know what I mean? It's just like a club.
Yeah.
So, and don't get me wrong, I'm not being disrespectful to them. Please don't hurt me. I'm not being disrespectful to them at all. I think that they still have a lot of importance in what they do, and like I said, the fundraising and stuff that they do is immense. It's unbelievable. But I also don't think it's quite like it, because it started in the 1700s. I think 17. I've got 17. I had the dates in my head because I did look into it. It was 17 something. I'm pretty sure they started off, but they were at the strongest in the 1800s. So. But yeah,
more good than bad now, then, aren't they? Really? Like
yeah, I think that's it. I think they started off maybe being a bit dodgy, and as time's gone by and as things have changed, they're now sort of quite nice people. But there is still that weird mystery around them all, isn't there? It's a bit odd. I know one of my doctors used to be one, because he's not my doctor anymore. He's retired. But
what, a Mason?
Yeah, my mum worked in the doctors. And she said that he was a Mason, but I don't think he does it anymore. But he had some connections. So
is it TC's dad that's a Mason, or some relation to TC?
I don't think he's supposed to out them as who it is, but yeah, I think TC's dad is a Mason. So unlucky, Mr. TC, you're now going to be in trouble.
Should be so secretive anyway, should you?
I don't know.
He talks about it all over the place anyway. So
I know he's really interested in it. When I found all that Masonic stuff, which if you want to go to the second channel, Beeper Beef, you can see the video where I found a load of Masonic sort of big triangle-y things and all sorts off the uniform that had been buried in a garden. It's really interesting, and I sent those to him pretty much before anybody else. He thinks it's brilliant. But the Illuminati are the ones that I think still have that edge to them.
Yeah.
They're still
It
dodgy.
sounds more sinister, doesn't it? Illuminati than Anonymous.
Yeah.
Anonymous is like a YouTube channel.
Well, yeah, I think they're sort of the modern day Robin Hoods almost. They strive to do good things in a bad way, if that makes sense. So they out the bad people, and they probably don't. They break the law to do it.
Yeah.
But it's for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas the Illuminati have been like linked with all sorts of stuff going off, like bad things and good things and all sorts. But I think it's one of those urban legend almost now, where anything gets linked to the Illuminati when it's probably nothing to do with them. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
I'm going to do a bit more reading up on that tomorrow, I think. Because it's
there's lots of films to do with
me.
Oh, in fact, what's the one with Tom Hanks in? There's a film with Tom Hanks in that's all based around the Illuminati, and there's a picture with a secret message behind it. I think there might be two films. Based around it.
I've never seen them either.
Watch it, and maybe we'll have more in-depth conversation about the Illuminati in another podcast once you know a little bit more. If you know something about the Illuminati and you're interested in that, or if you're in the Illuminati and you want to come on this podcast, drop me an email, matt@findersbeepers.co.uk. We'll have a good chat. If you want your face blurred, or if you want to stick a bag over your head or wear your little mask thing, you can do, that's fine.
Voiceover.
Yeah, we can do a voice changing thing for you, whatever you need to do. But yeah, I'd be really interested to have a good chat about something like that.
Yeah, be interesting to find out myself.
Yeah, same, we were talking about flat earthers last week. I think I'd like... I said something I regretted saying in last week's actually was, we'll like mock you if you come on, but we'll mock you. I didn't mean it like that. What I mean is, I'd like to have a proper debate. I'd like them to have their side of the story and us to have our side of the story, and really go at it, not in that way, but really sort of...
Yeah, what's the reasons why they think the Earth's flat?
Yeah, exactly, because it's one thing us giving our side of the story and how we think things are, but that's just one side. Like, I would like to know these things from the other side of things. So, same with ghosts. If you are a ghost, get in touch.
No, please don't. Yeah, please do. Yeah, nice,
if you're a ghost and you are listening to me now, don't make a signal now, but go to Andy, go and find his house. And other people have managed to do it, so I'm sure you'll manage. Find his house and go and spook him a little bit. That'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite good.
That's it. I would love to get some interesting people with different views on here. I really, really would. Obviously, don't just come on if you think it's going to be funny just to wind us up. If you really, really are into these things and you can prove that to us sort of in emails or whatever, then we'll probably get you on here and it'd be quite interesting. But that's it. We're done for this week. So there's really nothing else to say other than thank you so much for all your support through this podcast. We are looking to keep it going afterwards, whether that's every week, whether that's on the main channel or the second channel. We still haven't decided. It is actually it's a bigger task to edit a video for the podcast than it is to edit an exploring video.
I'm saying but I don't know.
I do all my editing on a phone, and people like are have said to me, how are you editing a podcast on your phone? And I literally have to get 2 layers of video, put them over the top of each other, and you'll see in a previous week, one little section, you could see both of us, and that's because I've not changed it to one or the other. So it's a learning curve for me. It's something I've never done before, and I've never sort of had the need to, but we've had to adapt to doing that. And I think it's working, and people seem to be enjoying it. They like the banter and the talk. So we will keep it, 100% we'll keep it, but in what form and how often and what channel, whatever, we're not sure yet. We'll see.
Probably be easier if we can be together in the same room. That makes it a lot easier.
I think it would, and it wouldn't. I think it would be good to do it in the same room, because that visual thing, there's many occasions where all of a sudden you've cut out and I don't know if you're still talking or whatever, because we're using the internet, and as you know, internet can be, you're on Virgin, so it definitely can be a bit dodgy at times.
It's been alright for the past couple of weeks. I ain't off.
It's been fine, although earlier on you disappeared for a little bit and I just talked and hoped that you weren't talking. But yeah, I think it would be good to do it face to face, but where is another thing, because I don't think I'd be comfortable doing it at your house, and I don't think I'd be comfortable you being at my house. No, I'd be happy with you staying in the front room, that's fine. But yeah, I just don't know how we'd work it with like the backgrounds and stuff, because I get a bit OCD about these things.
I think we'll sort it out when it comes to it.
We'll work it out.
Yeah.
If only I'd bought that house that I was going to buy, that we could have had our own YouTube studio in. That would have been ideal.
Which one? Anyway. The one what's got 33 bedrooms?
No, not 33 bedrooms, but it got outbuildings. Anyway, thank you very much for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do. Yeah. Thank you for being a member. If you're not a member, then it's up to you. If you want to be brilliant. If you want to support the channel, there's many ways of doing it. All are down in the description. Obviously, Patreon or anything you can do. Questions are always good as well. Definitely. Right, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Be sure to subscribe and press that bell icon for all the latest updates.